Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and as you can tell, we have plenty of work done on our tower, but we have plenty of work left to do. There are just some gaping holes, for example, in our front entrance up here. You see that, where you can kind of see the roof between those two towers? We need to fill that in. Also, the towers themselves need a ton of work done, so we are going to go ahead and tackle that challenge next. But like if I popped up here, it's like, okay, yeah, the outside of the tower looking good. Inside of the tower, oh, whoa. Inside of the tower, well, I guess we can just sneak up to this window here. Not looking so good. There's like high roofs and weirdness. So why don't we see if we can pop back up here in a safe and non-deadly manner. Like, you know, a beautiful angel or a butterfly that does not get killed by a terrifying angel. Okay, yeah, see this wall? Should probably meet the ceiling here. We've got the familiar room. We've got this empty room. This is supposed to be an element room. We should have elements for witches to use in their witch room, like a cauldron. I even spelled it out phonetically so I wouldn't forget. Oh, no, I'm actually supposed to call Drawn. Be right back. Okay, well, I talked to Drawn. Everything's good there, but we need to head downstairs and get started on everything we need, because this tower, look, we've got it marked out. We know where the rooms are gonna be. This is arguably playable, but you know, arguably playable is not where the bar is. We want something exciting and fun, and also I think there's technically supposed to be a stairwell that connects here. If I go through there, ooh, that's the wrong stairwell. Oh, wait, maybe the stairwell that's supposed to connect here is actually supposed to be directly underneath here? Which, if I go directly underneath there... How am I still not in a stairwell? Okay, here it is. Oh, I thought that stairwell down there just ended. But it apparently continues upward. So there's actually like a whole thing there that I need to get sorted out. Okay. That's very important to note. So we're going to put a big sign in that says, stairs continue. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't stare for too long, but if your stairs don't go all the way, well, that's not ideal either. You need to have them reach people's destinations. So, I don't have a ton of stairs on me, at least not the right colored ones. We got these purple stairs, but I feel like those would be a little bit out of appropriate palette for this. So we are going to go ahead and gather some materials and work on what we've got to do today. Time skip. We stand above the drawbridge to Castle Ravenloft, and I figure we're going to basically mirror the general pattern that we've got on all these walls. We'll use some black concrete powder, some dark gray concrete powder, and then some light gray concrete powder, just to kind of fill in that gap there where we've got that extra airspace. Now, I was kind of thinking I could pull this whole thing back further to meet that lip, or I could put some stairs here to kind of lead up to the concrete. That might look cool. Just kind of get it to blend together and make it feel a little bit thicker. Sometimes when you build things that are only one block thick, they don't look quite right. They look flimsy. You know what I mean? And we do not need a flimsy castle. We need something that's magically sustained and will last forever and, you know, not be a good influence on the community indefinitely. So the general rules for putting these down is try to put them at all different heights and not have a bunch that all peak at the same place. So it's kind of hard to do that with this little space and make this work. So we're just going to kind of fake it. Some of these are going to end up being the same height. We don't want it to be too symmetrical, but we might not have a lot of choices in some cases. So then we can just hop over here, gray concrete powder. I don't want this to be a fully uniform thing where they're all three, but I do need to have some degree of freedom to actually make this fit. Good. I feel like that's reasonable. Oh, it's kind of too similarly hided in a lot of these places for my taste. But let's go ahead and just kind of figure it out and see if we like it or not. Okay, and then that should do us. I'm kind of tempted to widen this particular walkway across here to reflect the fact that, unlike these other walls, this is like a direct connection between these two areas. And that would then buy us some mob proofing as well. So, let's see, how many slabs did we bring with us? None. How many... Okay, no quarter has been made for this. So, we are just going to teleport back down to our little workshop and grab some more stuff. Time skip. So let's take a look at this so far. Yeah, that kind of generally fits in with what we've got around it. We've got changes in depth that are mirrored by the stairs there. Ooh, and we're apparently leaping a tall building with a single bound. Although without good feather falling, we are not necessarily guaranteed to survive the experience. I figure, yeah, we'll take the stone slabs, and we will place the... Oh, okay. New plan, we will jump back up here, and then fix the problem. Despite the storm rolling in upon us, I wanted to go ahead and take a look at what we had done here. Getting rid of those torches on the ledges really adds a lot, I think, to the feel of that wall. And we have to do something with this back piece here, which might be as simple as just removing the torches and putting down some slabs, right? Like, why not? You know, the stuff can't spawn at that point, and then we're all set. And then it's like, oh no, what if we run out of slabs? Well, what if we put stairs in this part? Yeah, that'll work. Stairs. Yay, that'll frame that pretty nicely. I had thought about setting up some sort of actual close-in drawbridge where like a bunch of brown concrete powder would fall down here, but I don't think it's going to be worth the effort. And I do kind of like having that up there. The extra framing element, oh, you know what? One thing that's different is we have these stair pieces along where that meets on all the other sides, but we don't have it there. What's the best way to get back up there? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull off a single jump. Dang it, I'm not that good. Time skip. The sun is setting in the distance, and this little gate, I think it turned out pretty okay. Pretty okay. Now, that leaves plenty else to work on around here. Oops. Like our flying skills, for example, are in prime need of some improvement. But you know, I think it's also a good time to do a little bit of work on these buttresses, because we're going to be outside these windows anyway, or looking out these windows as we're in there. You know, I probably should have considered the fact that I was going to take a ton of fall damage before I started taking a ton of fall damage. But, okay, there we go. So, now our buttresses over here should look significantly better as well. Just minor incremental improvements throughout the castle. Yeah. See, that just has a certain blend to it that I think functions pretty well. Oh, whoops. Bye-bye, firework. Enjoy the sky. And are we just missing a big chunk of diorite there? I probably walk past this every day and go, hey man, don't forget to remind me to put that diorite in. Let's go grab some diorite for that. You know, this is a real example of a situation where I've taken on something so complex. Like, I should probably be using project management software for this. I probably should have written down every room and a list of what I need for every room. And, like, had a way, like a checklist that I would knock out items as I went through. I'd be like, okay, this is definitely done, that's definitely done. However, that was not the case. I did not do that. So instead, we keep apparently having huge walls that are very obvious from certain angles that we completely do not fix for possibly months. Okay, so what's the fastest way? I think I had some more diorite downstairs. We're going to run that down there and grab that. Although I do admit, I'm sure some of you guys are like, well, maybe Ozathoth just came by and just ripped out all your diorite. That is also a possibility. I will not contest it. So, let's go back up here and be on our way. Time skip. So as we fly around here, you can see the diorites clearly in place on most of these walls, you know, nothing missing there. But that one side seems to have somehow eluded us. Not today, diorite. It is the moment of your reckoning, and I reckon you're about to get placed. Like somebody who works for a temp agency that really does great work filling out forms, your placement has arrived. So here we go. And this room back here is the closet, so it's not a room that I go in very often, which is probably how this evaded my notice for so long. Also, I guess that this wall here shields that from the corner, so it's not super obvious. Whoops. Okay. Now we can come through here, knock down all these other torches, now that we don't need those. And arguably, these torches on the outer wall here will come down in a little bit. But yeah, these were all for measurement purposes, and we don't need to measure anything now. Okay, good. That glass is all real. I was going to say, did I forget to put the glass there? So hard to see in the dark. Now, a lot of these rooms still lack the detail level that I ultimately plan to have for them. But, you know, that's just part of it. Okay. So now we've got a much more scarier mansion level atop our castle. Excellent. I think that I had something else I was going to do, though. I was like, there was something I've already set up. Oh, yeah, I was going to admire how this buttress works. Pretty well. Now, this one over here, not working pretty well. Oh, also, down here, apparently, I need to shore that up a bit. Let's add a little bit to that lowest level there, because the distance between, like, whoops, that was bad. I was going to say, the distance between these should probably be a little bit tighter. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. That's pretty viable as a support structure for a tower so tall. Now, diagonal one over here, we're going to need to cook some more stone. I don't even think we have enough stone to make that all the way up if we wanted to. But we could one day. I'm also thinking that this tower maybe should have something around that thing. I don't know. I'll worry about it tomorrow. That was a lie. I'm never going to worry about that again. I'm just going to forget. Seriously, I should do something about it. I need to project manager my giant builds. Dang it. As we emerge from our dining room, I gotta say, I love having this guy here. He always surprises me. It's a good visual element to have when you pop out that dining room. And in the original book, it wouldn't have even been in your face like that. Like, you would know it, you would be told it was there. But you wouldn't be like, whoa, dude. But, I don't know, I like it. Anyway, this is where the stairs continue. You can tell by the helpful "to be stair continued" sign. So we're going to go ahead here and start extending these upward. Now, with stairs, a lot of times it's easiest if you kind of combine torches with the stairs, because then you can just kind of pop everything up on top of those and then knock them out when you're done. Real easy, real quick. Nothing too confusing, nothing too fancy. So, torch, torch. Dang it. Stair. Stair. Let's see, it looks like we had these set up with an additional half slab at each landing, or 4 half slabs. So we'll go ahead and continue that pattern here. And so this doesn't really actually intersect anything in this space. We are 100% fine to just continue this stairwell straight up until we hit that next part. Now, whoa. Or we can fall down. That is always an option, you know, no matter what you're doing. You can always say, like, I would like to be on the lower part. Whoops, okay, see? And then you can actively make that as a decision, rather than have that look like something you did on accident, which is always nice. Now, this right here, I think, is the elevator trapdoor. So, we actually need to have that reach all the way up to where we are here. Let's go ahead and hop in here. We can fix that real quick. So, closing out our elevator shaft here, which leads all the way down there to the larders, or the basement, if you will. And could take people out all the way to up here. And just set this in here like so. So that's good and taken care of. Now, where are the walls for this thing? Okay, so that shares a wall with the elevator there. That's easy. Great. So what I'm thinking on doing is I'm just going to uncap this, because I initially thought that the stairs ended here. Now that I know they don't, it's a relatively trivial thing. So this is, I have this actually around a 2x2 post. But I'm kind of thinking I might need it by a 2x1 post when we actually get up to the top. But you know what? We won't know until we really get there. So let's just go ahead and gather these and keep building. Time skip. Sometimes when I post a sign, that sign lies. It is untruthful, counterfactual, undesirably interactual. Well, we'll interact with it now. Boom. Stairs continue. It's true. Look at this. They are just flying up and around this pillar here until they reach room K50, the guest bedroom. Now, I started looking at my map, and according to my map, these stairs are actually supposed to come out over here, in this room, which I believe is K47. So, what we need to do is we need to find a way to make the stairs from this shaft emerge right there. And what I'm thinking the obvious thing to do on that is going to be to just have this pillar kind of continue around a little bit, like so. See, we can just kind of go, have this kind of low area here. It's not exactly, you know, a fun place to chill and hang out. Like, the cool teens are not gonna, you know, chill here on the weekend. Oops, now I'm breaking things that don't need to be broke. Okay, so, here we go. Core concept, we're gonna pull this around and then begin ascending. And I even think we might be able to push this back into the wall here a little bit. Oh, no, not too far, because we need that wall. Dang it. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say we might be able to even pull it into there a little, but not so much. Now this under here we can pop up into. Great. And so we're going to just kind of bring these stairs right up here. Is that, oh dang it, that's prohibitively low. So what we can do is we can put a slab here, at least. Would that work? That is, no, negative Ghost Rider. Okay. Well, what can we do? We can wait to ascend until we go around a little bit more. That's not as fun, but it's doable. Okay, you can emerge right here into K47. Looking down there, your trapdoor, elevator shaft. We are not popping out in K50 anymore. And we're not banging our heads on the ceiling. So, that seems pretty okay to me. Go ahead and set these up like so. So when we do wander over to K50, how bad is the damage to the floor? And could we do something about it? One option is just to put a block there. It's not a great option. I don't love it. But let's go ahead and get that door back in place that we had. For the closet here. Now this closet is supposed to have a secret trap door that leads up to the next area. So the way we're going to do that I don't think it's supposed to lead right there. Oh, actually, it does. It does. It precisely leads right there. Okay, never mind. So we're going to just set that like this. And, yeah, we're going to leave that. I figure the way to actually have the trapdoor work would be to get more of these blocks in place here. And then we start putting in our ceiling for the closet. And we just kind of remove these pieces. That should work. That should be good enough. Now we do need to have some lighting up there so mobs do not spawn. And we will also need to probably, encase this entire thing somehow. So we're just going to encase this kind of little ladder well here, like so. And one day, people might find this and travel between these two floors, hopefully with great intentions and a song in their hearts. Okay, that was surprising. I don't. How do I turn that off? Apparently Windows Defender has a song in its heart. Turn on quiet hours. All of them. Okay. Sorry, guys. That was unprofessional for me to have a computer that makes noises on its own. I don't... Oh, man. Dang it, computer. Always messing with my head. I mean, in terms of this tower, there's still clearly plenty to do. We need to get furniture in here. We need to get walls in here. We need to add... This stairwell ends at this point, but it actually... A new stairwell begins. It's going to go up that way. Now, this gets a little dicey because we have this stairwell right here. So the new stairwell that we're going to put in is going to have to be super narrow. And it basically kind of mirrors what this ladder does right now. Like, the new stairwell is going to pop out right here, and then there will be like a ladder to go up there. Should be fine. But, yeah. We have made some decent progress this episode, and I'm pretty happy with it. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me as we worked on our walls and on our towers. You know, I want to close this episode out with a poem because this episode was mid-roll ad-free, thanks to our $50 a month Patreon sponsor, Eagle Fam. So in lieu of that mid-roll ad, now we will have a poem that I wrote. This one is also untitled, like so many other. So, when the illness that impairs the mind persists, and represses, and sparks only glimmer the falsest hope, patience is the last kindness, and it must last past any acknowledgement, past whenever the knowledge went, past our past capacities, our certainties abandoned. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.